Strength is something most people yearn for, but in front of a master, most could not survive, as with only 2 faint slashes, their deaths are written. He wanted to be strong too, no matter who he faced. He wanted strength that persisted, no matter what.
Walks away, he remembers the mantis's orders, and thinks that he's truly shameless. He knows that after they go, nobody else will, so they have nowhere to retreat to. Now, what does he do? Should he just run away as far as he can? That will be just as hard though, because he learned the demonic arts, so he always has a wicked and unpleasant energy to him, something he cannot hide. He is sure that the other Murim soldiers will sense his energy and make an example of him by letting him die like a dog. In the end, no matter how hard he thinks about it, he only sees death in his path. Suddenly, San, who was sitting on a nearby rock, notes that he must have received an important order to be making that face. He really messed up while talking to the Supreme Court leader. He better be cautious from now on. He feigns ignorance suddenly. He actually didn't see him. He was just mumbling to himself, although he doesn't really care if he heard or not. Seol sees that San is only worth 1 life. Surprising considering how much of a rat he is, but this offers him a chance. He has to choose, whether he follows the order and dies, or chooses to live. He starts approaching San out of nowhere, as he wants to confirm something with him. San immediately gets scared, and Seol stops his approach, the tension between them rising even higher. Seol suddenly grabs his blade and rushes San, who barely had enough time to unsheath his own blade in order to block. He asks Seol what he's even doing, but Seol does not elaborate and continues attacking San again and again, until he leaves himself exposed, allowing Seol to cut his leg. Seol notes that he said he messed up back there, but he did it to get some much-needed answers. Yet he could not find out a damn thing, even after risking his life. He continues his onslaught with the 7 swords technique, something that San can barely block. Even then, he only survives from sheer luck. After distancing himself, he asks Seol if he's crazy. Does he think that everything will just go back to being fine after he did what he just did? Unfortunately for him, Seol no longer cares about things being normal, so he charges in and pushes even harder. He did everything to get to this point, so he will not stop at all. In order to not die again, he would do anything, even if it meant killing someone. San tries to retaliate, but Seol dodges and uses his momentum to kick San in the gut, dealing a major blow to him. Seol is betting on the icon above San's head. That might be the only way for him to survive. It has to be, as there is no other way for him. The leaves stop rustling as Seol prepares his final strike. San can see the determination on his face, and tries to tell him that if Myung finds out about what he just did, there will be hell to pay. Nearby, a crow, a messenger of death, looks in their direction. Seol impales San in the chest with no remorse, killing the bastard in an instant. He always wanted to do something to him. Perhaps this is too much, but at this point, he cannot turn back from his actions. After some time passes, Seol throws the wrapped-up body of San into a river, fated to forever stay there. As soon as he killed him, the words above his head vanished. However, he felt like nothing changed. He became scared that he did this for nothing. But now, as he looks at his reflection in the water, he sees the icon above him change. He has been given a second chance. The next day, Seol moves with his team through a steep cliff, which combined with the strong torrents, provides the most optimal space to move discreetly. In the end, he could not escape the mantis's order and had to come here. If he's honest, this might be better, since Myung would have killed him anyway if he stayed at the academy. They eventually arrive at their designated spot, and Seol takes another glance at his reflection in the water, still seeing 2 coins he has. Even though he thinks he knows what this means, he's still scared to test it out. This is his only chance after all. The captain of the squad, Chol Soo-jin, beckons Seol over, which he immediately responds to. She notes that there are groups of manhwa sect in the area, so moving carelessly will provide him with a swift death. All he must do is determine the number of enemies in the local terrain, then return. Seol understands her orders but wonders why she's not moving directly. She's a captain that manages 3 squads after all. Seol does as he is told, and tells the others to follow, while the Jin just looks at them. As Seol runs with the team, he thinks about this situation, something he couldn't afford to do in the past. This whole entire mission is puzzling. He was forced to take an order from the mantis, or die right there and then. He orders everyone to follow him, as he's going to make a right, which the group members are surprised by. They were supposed to go to the left after all. Even so, they cannot disobey a superior's commands, so they follow. Seol did this because the Hua bastards attacked them when they arrived at their destination. This time though, he will not let everyone get hunted down like dogs. He did not enter the academy, and went through that hellish training just to end up dead. He wonders if the second chance above his head is real. Does it mean that he will revive after he dies? He suddenly sees something, making him signal the others to stop. They have arrived at what seems like an outpost, and the team members wonder what Seol will do. Is it possible that someone saw them come here? Seol knows that doubt will be their killer, and since these guys are starting to doubt him because of how he evaded their real destination, he tells them that he will go inspect on his own, although he waits for their backup if something happens. Seol gets close to the building, noting that it must be some type of watch post, which will likely only have 1 or 2 normal soldiers, someone he can easily kill. However, if the Swordmaster is here, he will die. He takes a peek inside the building, and what he sees inside seems to shock him. Eventually, he signals the squad members to come down, and he explains that nobody is inside, but his face is betraying something. He wonders what to do now. Probably get reinforcement from the academy, but going back there now might prove fatal. One team member asks another if he also thinks that the squad leader is acting strange, which he agrees with. Something surely must have happened. The team member speaking with Seol notes that they should get out of the way before someone comes and finish their job. Seol tries to come up with something, but in the end, he couldn't come up with anything. He looks at his squad member's face and knows that he only has to wait until the pop-up appears again. Sure enough, he's once again faced with 3 choices, but they all lead to a meeting with the enemy, something that confuses him to no end. He has neither seen nor heard them. Even their presence is lost to him, but time is running out, so he must choose as quickly as he can. If the enemy is really here, and it's someone who can hide their presence, they can't run or fight anyway. The only choice here is to talk with them. The scenario continues, and Seol suddenly tells someone to come out of hiding, which immediately gets everyone on high alert. Yet after seconds pass, nothing happens. Seol thinks that the pop-up was just written strangely, and sighs relieved, but that's when someone appears, and notes that he is quite the capable man. Everyone immediately backs away from the mysterious man, and Seol wonders how and why he is meeting this guy again. He is the ultimate martial artist that represents strength, the peak swordsman who carries the plum blossom blade, the elder of the manhwa sect, Gujong Myung. He looks at Seol and says that by his expression alone, he can see that he recognizes him. This guy is the #1 enemy of the entire Demon Academy,